I've had to ask many guests to turn off fans before interviews, but I've never had a plant fan need to be turned off.
Plant ban, yeah. So the thing is, my office is my plant room. So all my plants that we grow and sell it took over my office. So that's what you heard.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yes, I've seen on your Instagram you have like the full grow setup in your office. What does your grow setup look like?
So I actually custom made it because when I first started, I didn't want to put too much money into it because I didn't know how far this passion and hobby was really going to go. So I ended up taking just like racks from it was like Lowe's or Home Depot, and I ended up building the racks. I put Barina lights on them, and then covered them with like almost like just like covers for the racks, clear. And
Hmm.
then I put humidifiers in there. I have fans that oscillate, and everything I have is set up to my phone, so everything is temperature controlled. And I kind of just did it like the budget friendly way.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. So you are a true home grower and you sell your plants via Pablo's Plants. But I'm curious, like, how did you become the plant person that you are today? Introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes, so my name is Dudley Dickerson. I am the owner of Pablo's Plants. Pablo is my dog. He is a golden retriever. Me and my partner adopted him when he was 4.
Mm.
He just turned 9. He's getting
He's
a
the
little older.
cutest.
He is so cute. He's my best friend. But my plant journey started before I had him. I started with a very sad grocery store plant. I think it was like an alocasia or something I had no business having. I had no clue what I
Hmm.
was doing. Killed it, and then I got mad that I killed it. So I'm like, all right, I need to redeem myself. Let me go get another grocery store plant. And I just kept going and going. And then I think really my plant passion happened during like the COVID phases when I had nothing to do and I had all this time on my hands and I was going through TikTok. I started seeing people doing plant stuff or buying plants online. I didn't even know that was a possibility at the time. And anything to entertain myself during COVID, I'm like on Amazon or I'm shopping or something. So then I started buying plants from sellers online, and then I got the idea of, hey, maybe I can do the same thing. And then that's how we started. And then when we adopted Pablo, him and I love to garden a lot, so I kind of just incorporated the brand of bringing Pablo in with me, planting outside and gardening, and then it just turned into this.
Yeah, it's Pablo's world. We're all just living
Yeah,
in it.
exactly.
He's so cute. I'm so jealous of you. I want a dog so bad and I want a golden retriever. So whenever I see Pablo come up on my feed, I'm just like, I love him.
They're the best behaved dogs. He's like the most lovable. He's also huge. Like
Hmm.
the largest golden retriever I've ever seen. He reminds me of Clifford. Remember the TV show
Yes,
Clifford?
like that big happy dog.
Yes, the big red dog. He's my big golden dog. He's just huge. I love him.
That's amazing. I remember when I met you, I was like, wait, your name is Dudley, but I thought your name was Pablo. And
Yeah.
you're like, no, Maria.
Everyone calls me when I go to like all the plant events. Everyone's like, "Oh, Pablo," but I kind of love it. I kind of
Yeah.
just go with it. I mean, you call me whatever you want.
It's your show name. It's your performer,
Yes.
like Madonna. I love that. Oh, okay. Plants came first, Pablo came second.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yep.
has that journey been like going from single plant dad to puppy plant dad? Because
Yeah.
a dog adds a level of stress for plant owners.
It does. It does. So we didn't even know we were really going to come home with a dog, to be completely honest. My fiance's mom works in vet like healthcare. So there was a dog that needed to be adopted. It was Pablo at the time. The parents were going through health issues. The mom was in and out of the hospital. It was a really sad story. So we went there to visit. He was 4 at the time. They were just looking for someone that was good with animals, had like a really nice area to run around in. And we live in a beautiful town in Pennsylvania, and we have a lot of room for him to run around. And there's a lot of dogs in the area, so he loves it here. Yeah, we showed up, and they pretty much were like, "Here's the papers, here's the dog food." Like he hopped,
Yeah.
literally jumped right in my Jeep, and we took him. And then the first couple days when we had him was a little rough. We have 2 cats. He had no prior experience to being around cats, so
Okay.
I was a little nervous. But surprisingly, he had no reaction. He didn't even care about the cats at all, which was great. So that was done, and then there was plants, right? I had plants all out the house, and I'm like, how do I control? That's him that literally just came in the back. I was like, how do I control a dog from exploring and potentially nibbling on these plants? I
Yeah.
had no idea, like, what's poisonous, what's not poisonous. What should I do if he nibbles on it? Things of that nature. So we kind of, the first couple days, he was very curious. He didn't nibble at anything, but he's smelling everything. He goes to my plant room and he's like sniffing all the plants. Definitely, he's never seen these before.
Mm.
The homeowners previously, I asked if they had any plants. They didn't. So it was very much trained as if he was a puppy.
Okay, that's so interesting. Who deals with the plants better, the cats or Pablo?
The cats, surprisingly. Pablo
Because they're
is
less
very
clumsy.
curious. I don't know. See, you would think the cats would be more curious.
Hmm.
They're able to jump up. See, that's the
Hmm.
thing. The trick with Pablo is I can hang the plants
Hmm.
strategically. He's not going to bother them. Luckily, the cats don't bother my plants at all, but they can still jump up there.
And I
But
feel like cats are like diggers, like they like to like
oh
put
yeah,
their they like to like do their like kneading of the, when I
yes,
see them on Instagram, I could see them like, it's interesting. We've done multiple episodes on plants and cats because I feel like that's where I hear a lot of problems, but I
yeah,
still 300 episodes in have never done a dog episode. So I'm so happy that
yeah.
we've connected. So what is it about Pablo that makes him a bit of a diff that makes him not get along with the plants as well?
Yeah, so when we first got him, I'd say about the first year was his most curious phase.
Mhm.
He was a nibbler, so I really had to be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't ingest it, so I was very lucky. If
Hmm.
he did end up like ripping a leaf or something off, he would just spit it out. He would never actually ingest the plant, so I
Okay.
got lucky there. But that was kind of our struggles. We did leave it a lot. He didn't know what leave it was, so we incorporated leave it while we were walking, as if he was like smelling something, he saw it on the ground, like if he wanted to eat something on the ground, leave it. So the word leave it really kind of came essential in our training. So when I bring it back inside the house, he's sniffing a plant, he goes to eat it, I say leave it. It worked.
As someone who doesn't have a dog, how do you train that? Is it that you say leave it and then you tug on the leash so he knows to pull back? Like, or do you have
Yeah,
the collar that zaps him? Do you have an
yeah.
incentive? How does that training work?
So I don't have any sort of collar or anything. When I say leave it, I give him a slight tug. I don't
Mhm.
pull, but just a little pressure, a little on and off, just to kind of get his attention that if there's an active pressure and I need to get away from whatever my owner's telling me to leave it.
Hmm.
When we're inside and he doesn't have the leash, it was a little more difficult, but the word itself actually he was a pretty good listener. So leave it was good, and then I would follow up with a treat. He's very food motivated, so that was really the thing that really sunk it in his head. Anything he could eat, he'll do anything for you for a piece of food.
Okay, so when you say leave it, you tug, he obeys the tug and goes away,
Hmm.
then you give him a treat for actually leaving it alone.
Yep, yep. I always have treats on me when we're walking around town, and then I just incorporated that inside, and now he doesn't really mess with the plants at all.
Okay, so you've trained it out of him. So
Yeah.
let's talk about for people who have a dog, are considering getting a dog, have a cat.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the nibbling issues and what it is. Some people, I've had people write me in panic being like, I didn't realize my plants are toxic. So can you break down plant toxicity and what animal owners need to know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just some top plants off the top of my head that could be dangerous to your cats or dogs that you might not even know about. Lilies. I know they're
Hmm.
beautiful, but they can be very toxic. Pothos. Some pothos are toxic if they're
Hmm.
ingested. Philodendrons, peace lilies. So definitely, if you're a new plant parent or a new dog or cat owner, look up the things that you already have in your house just so you know what is pet friendly, what is not pet friendly. If you can put them up high so they
Hmm.
can't touch it, that's definitely a life hack that helps with Pablo. Sometimes the cats kind of get up there, but you got to do the best you can in the situation. Another thing that you can do to kind of get them away from the plant is if you have like a little squirt bottle. Cats hate that.
Yeah.
Cats hate water, so any kind of just a little squirt or something, they're gonna remember that.
Hmm.
I tried that with Pablo. He was not phased. He's a retriever. He loves the water, so that didn't really work with me. But I knew that food was his thing, and that's what worked. But if your animal does ever come in contact with a toxic plant and they do end up eating it, definitely go ahead and contact your vet right away. Don't run to Google and try to figure it out yourself. That's not the right answer. Definitely contact your vet right away. And there's poison control too for animals. There's a phone number that should be local to you that you can look up that you can always call as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I have parakeets, I have birds, and
Cool.
yeah, I'm obsessed. They're like my whole personality. And Frankie, my first parakeet, was doing this like regurgitation thing that I had never seen him do before. It's apparently normal with parakeets, but I was writing ChatGPT about it because I'm like, I've never seen this before. Is he okay? Do I need to take him to the doctor? And then I was like, no, I think it's okay. I think it's normal behavior. And ChatGPT was like, Maria, I strongly advise you to take him to, even ChatGPT was like, go to the vet in case,
Right?
if you're worried about it, go to the vet.
Yeah.
And I think, as we should preface this conversation with a bit of a disclaimer being like, if your dog, if your pet has ingested something, we're not veterinarians, call your vet, go to the vet. Also, ASPCA is a great resource for
Yes.
different plants because different plants have different levels of toxicity, which is my understanding. So, like the
Yes.
lilies, super duper toxic, where some other ones, your dog might foam at the mouth or like maybe throw up, but isn't going to die. I know different pet parents approach toxic plants differently. Some people know their pet and have toxic plants knowing that their pet isn't going to engage with them. Some people completely remove every toxic plant from their household. What does your household look like? Do you have the toxic plants and you just keep them high out of reach? Are you a fully non toxic household? Like, what's your approach?
I have toxic plants surrounded all
Okay.
over the household, I will say. At first, when we got them, I was still so early in my plant stage that I didn't even have access to these crazy rare tropical plants that are most likely going to be toxic. So
Okay.
I was learning while we were going, and yeah, we have a bunch of toxic plants in the house. I don't know if I should be proud saying that, but he leaves them alone. I think we did a really good job of with saying leave it, and I haven't even had to say it in the last couple of years. He's been really good with it.
You're not alone. I mean, I've spoken to so many different pet parents about it. And what the experts tend to say is know your pet. If your pet is going to munch and eat everything, then yeah, you need to be more aggressive about it. But there are ways that you can put them up high or organize them or train your dog if your dog is super trainable. Also, like what breed of dog do you have? Golden retrievers are super trainable. So it's easier. So
Exactly.
you're certainly not alone when it comes to that. Anything else besides the leave it command and strategy that you have found that worked? Have you tried any of those sprays or, other techniques that I've seen on the internet?
I haven't tried any of the sprays, but I have seen sprays that you can put on either the soil itself or just all over the plant that kind of
Uh,
gives an odor that's not so attractive to your animal. And I've heard great things about that. So I definitely do suggest that. If the leave it here isn't working for them, if they're a difficult to train animal and they're just like, no, mom, I'm not listening to you, I'm going to eat the plant,
mhm,
try something else like that. Also, don't be afraid of Google. Don't Google right away if your dog ate a whole plant that you know is toxic and you need to call
mhm.
the vet. But if you're looking for things that might help you out, try Google, try ChatGPT, try going on these plant forums and stuff on social media and ask for yourself and see what people have to suggest. But for me, the leave it worked great. With the cats, spraying the water was always good enough, and now they're old enough where they don't bother them anymore.
Yeah, we did a cat episode once. I've heard great things about Granix bitter apple spray. It's all
Okay.
natural and it is a horrible taste for them. We've
Mm,
tried it before and it really works. I've also seen for cats, people put toothpicks in the soil so
I
that when
have
the
seen
cat
that.
goes to pad in the soil, they don't like get hurt, but they feel the toothpick and they don't like it,
Yeah.
which I think is very interesting. So, what are your favorite non-toxic plants? So, we've talked about some of the big toxic ones. Monstera also pretty toxic. A lot of the sadly, a lot of the really well-known, plants like the peace lily and the monstera are all toxic. But
Yeah.
what are some non-toxic plants that you've found in your research that you enjoy bringing home?
Yeah, so like spider plants, they're non-toxic. They
Mm-hmm.
grow beautifully. You can hang them, so they're not going to mess with them anyway. They grow beautifully down. They're trailing. They're lovely.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, calatheas. I know they're not everyone's favorite. They
Yeah,
get a bad rap. Personally, I love calatheas, but I have a temperature-controlled room where they don't
right.
fuss around and they're good. But again, very dog-friendly, very pet-friendly plants. If you're looking for a palm, not all palm are pet-friendly, but the parlor palm is
Mm-hmm.
pet-friendly. They're beautiful. Rattlesnake plants, they're pet-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So those are a couple options that you can look up and see if it's something that you enjoy. Your dog and your cat won't mess with them.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it,
Hoyas,
especially
I
if you're
believe
starting. Yeah.
I believe Hoyas and orchids are also pet friendly.
Yep.
If anybody, I'm not an orchid gal, but now that I've moved to the south of Florida and everybody grows orchids like on their trees in their front yard, I feel like I need
Yeah.
to try
It's
orchids again.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was able to grow orchids out like in the wild,
Yeah.
my front yard, I totally would. I totally would.
Yeah, totally. It's just that indoors thing. It's like you either
Mm,
get it or you don't get it, and
yep.
I'm in the not get it category, sadly, for
Well, good
for
thing you're in Florida. You can just stick them outside,
exactly.
let it rain, do its thing, and you're good.
Yeah, literally all my houseplants, like I feel like are just outside and never been happier, like never been, thriving more.
Yeah.
So funny. So, what came first for you, gardening or houseplants? You mentioned that you like to garden a lot.
Yeah, gardening came first for me. So when I was little, I was my dad and I bond a lot over gardening. So I grew
Really?
up, yeah, we grew up in like a lot of rural land in southern New Jersey, and so there was a lot of farming near us, and I had a bunch of horses. We would horseback ride all the time, and so
Wow.
uh, we had our own garden. It was just me and my dad. So we had like corn, we had pumpkins, we had squash, we had zucchini, we had asparagus, all sorts of stuff. Every year I would switch it up. So gardening is where I started at a very young age. And then I'd say I kind of got busy with like life, like teenage life, sports, different things. Like, and I kind of was like, no, Dad, I'm not gardening anymore. It's not cool.
Mm,
And then I stopped. And then I'd say I really kind of I picked up the dirt again, I guess, as you can say, during COVID. And then I kind of just learned about all of these rare plants. And that's kind of how I started the business. And then I kind of wrapped up the dog and everything in it for branding and
mhm.
kind of went on from there. So now I'm really deep in it.
Yeah. Have you ever had a bad scenario with him eating a toxic plant and having to take him to the vet? Like, have you ever had any close calls?
I had one incident where he ate a pothos and he threw it up. And I
Hmm.
think that was really the only thing I figured was going to happen. But just to play safe, I called my vet immediately, took him over there. And our vet is, like I said, my partner has, his mom is a vet tech. So we
Oh,
had good
amazing.
connection. So I was
At the
like,
front of the line at the vet's office.
yeah, we were like on the hotline. So he ended up fine. He was fine. He never messed
Okay.
with it again.
That's helpful to know too.
Yeah. So he was fine. He threw up. He got sick. I think he got it out of him. And
Hmm.
they said just to, watch him, see if anything else happens, any other side effects. But he was fine.
Yeah. Does he like to
Yeah.
do chores with you? How does he interact with the plants?
He's so lazy now. Now that he's like
He's
9,
9, right?
he's just sleeping most of the day. But
Hmm.
anytime I'm in my plant room, like right now, he's literally laying right behind me. He is always with me at all times when I'm doing house chores, when I'm watering my 300 some plants around the house, like, and I'm with a hose, he'll just follow me everywhere. So he's with me all day. Even outside in the front yard when I'm doing stuff, I'll let him out there. We have like a little gated area, and he just lays out there.
That's amazing.
He loves it.
Do you have any interesting stories where he's been like where he's shown an affinity for the plants? Like, are there any interesting stories there?
The one plant that he loved, which was it was so random. So basically, there was a huge alocasia that someone was throwing away, and it was in their backyard. It was grown in the ground, so it was huge, like a regal shield, large alocasia. So it was just in the trash, and I'm like walking Pablo, and I'm like, well, darn, like I would love to have that. It was huge. Like anything big, I'm like, you know what? Is it weird for me to like go in this person's trash and
Yeah.
just take this plant? So
Yeah.
thankfully, like Pablo was so interested. He's like looking at it. I think he's just like, what the heck's in this trash can?
Hmm.
So I try to pull him. I try to pull him. He's not coming. He's sitting there. So the owner comes out and was like, we're having a conversation. Of course, he's like, oh, can I pet your dog? What's his
Yeah.
name? I'm like, this is Pablo. So that's kind of how it came about. And then I was like, this is a really odd question, but can I please swing around with my car and pick up this alocasia that's hanging halfway out your trash can? He's like, please do. Like, my wife didn't like the way it was growing, so we pulled it out and put it in the trash. So I'm
Wow.
like, oh my gosh. So my first ever plant with Pablo was this huge alocasia, and I have a picture. I'll have to send it to you. The alocasia was so sad, but it's outside, and it's like our first plant. He sits in front of it. I'll have to post it.
I
That was our
think I've
first
seen
plant.
a picture on your Instagram of it. It's like him
Yeah.
sitting in front of the garbage can, right? I love that you can use Pablo to butter people up. Like butter them
Yes.
up for maybe a discount, maybe a free
Anything.
plant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pablo, we used to enter him around all those like little Facebook competitions in the area, like the local bank, like the cutest dog or like funniest dog photo. And like
Hmm.
I will always win. He's like my star. I always win. Pablo is just like the goodest, cutest boy. And he comes out on top, and I'm so proud of him. But no, I'm just kidding. But he
What's the
does,
best
he does
prize?
win.
What's the best prize you won?
We won 2 years free of BarkBox, which was great.
Whoa,
Yeah, 2 years free of BarkBox. We had free toys come in every month. He loved it, clearly.
that's amazing.
So that was probably the best thing we got with him. Yeah.
I love it. There should be
Yep.
like a cute dog discount at all the plant shops too.
Right? There should be. I would love that. I haven't taken him to a plant shop yet. That's something I would love to do.
Yeah.
Or like a nursery.
Or maybe you should have Pablo's plants. You get like 5% off if you send a picture of their cute dogs.
Oh, I love that. That's a great idea. I would
Cute
love to
dog
see
dis
everyone's dog
cute
too.
dog
Yeah.
discount. Yeah, I love that. So what is your plant? it sounds like you got into plants in the pandemic. So what were those first plants like, and how has your plant collection grown and like your interests in plants grown? Are they pretty much the same plants that you got in 2020 or has it shifted?
It has shifted so much. When I
Really?
first started, yeah, when I first started, I had really no clue what I was getting into, but I was so interested in the plants that I was seeing on social media. The number one creator that kind of spurred it for me was when I was on TikTok was Brandon the Plant Guy. He's like
Hmm.
such a large seller on TikTok, and it's hard to miss him. He has like the best personality, he's so loud. So that really got my attention. So I was like, wow, this is a really cool thing. You know, he lost his job during the pandemic. He started this small business with his partner. He's selling plants and he's, doing the best he can in the situation. And just, I was like, I'm going to do the same thing. So basically, I started with, what did I start with? I started with a few alocasias. I
And
had
were
a
you buying the
couple.
majority of your plants off of TikTok Shop?
Yeah, I started buying a couple of them from him. I think I had Calatheas from him, Pothos from him, and they're all coming from California. So he shipped them
Hmm.
all the way from California over. And yeah, that kind of sparked my interest. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to get my nursery license. I'm going to get my LLC, and I'm just going to start a business, and I'm just going to see how it goes. So that's what happened. My partner came home from work one day. I was like, oh, how's your day? I'm like, oh, I started an LLC. He's like, what? What are you doing? You have a 9 to 5. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But yeah, I just have this passion, and I feel like I'm fueled by it, and I'm just going to give it a go. So I got my wholesaling license and started looking at nurseries and places to get inventory and started getting it in. And I first started selling our plants on TikTok, and we did that for probably 6 months, like half a year. Really boosted my following. Great area for marketing. Made some great friendships, a lot of plant friends on there. And then I kind of went and deeper to the plant realm, and now I'm getting into the rare stuff, like the stuff I've never
Mm.
seen before, like hybrids, stuff that's variegated, fancy anthuriums that had a grasp on me for a while. The anthuriums had a chokehold on me. Now I feel like I'm getting in my Hoya phase. So now I'm getting deep into like fancy Hoyas. I still barely know anything about Hoyas. I'm very, very early in that phase, but I definitely go through eras. I feel like Taylor Swift, I'm in my own
Yeah.
era tour
Oh my
with
God.
plants.
Shout out to the new album. I am
I know.
so excited. Um, yeah, that's so interesting. It's funny too because I met you at the Southeast Plant Show in Atlanta, and anthuriums are still so popular. I mean, they were the
Yes,
plant of the show for sure. All of the different variegations, all of the different varieties, big anthuriums, small anthuriums. I couldn't believe how many anthuriums there were.
I know.
And then I feel like Hoyas are triggering for people. Like they either love Hoyas or they hate them. It's so weird. They're like such a
And I don't know
divisive
why they hate
plant.
them. Sometimes I feel like they hate them just because so many people love them.
Ooh.
I feel like when I was kind of like maybe it's not my thing was because I'm like these people were like gung ho over these
Mm.
Hoyas, and for me I'm like I don't know, it wasn't doing anything for me. Like I want a big velvet Ethereum leaf
Yeah.
in my face. Now that I'm over that phase, I wouldn't say I'm over it. I still have a million Ethereums, but now I'm in my Hoya phase. I like to that's it's my way of learning. So like if I
Yeah.
don't know too much about the plant, that's kind of my new phase that I'll go into so I can learn.
Totally. I mean, I think that's the best part of being a plant parent is you can constantly be learning until you die. Like there are so
Yeah.
many different species of plants. Like you will never master plants. Like horticulturists will never master plants. You can just keep going and be a beginner again. I mean,
Hmm.
myself, I've been doing this for 8 years. I've done 300 interviews with plant experts at this point, right? Like I know a thing or two about plants, but now I'm moving and buying my first house. And so there's a whole nother world for me on landscaping and outdoor plants. Like it's unending. And for so many
Yes.
people, houseplants are kind of the gateway drug to
Oh yeah.
all of it because we get houseplants when we live inside. I think for me, Hoya, I feel neutral about Hoya. And I think the reason why I feel neutral about Hoya is because I've never had a big, bushy, gorgeous Hoya. I've always
Right.
had small cuttings or like 4-inch pots. And I've never gotten a Hoya to bloom. I feel like
Mm,
if I got a Hoya to bloom, I think once you get those blooms that have the sweet nectar or the scents, then it's really exciting.
yeah.
But Hoyas just for their leaves. I have a few. Their leaves are beautiful. I feel fine about them, but I'm not like obsessed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not like fireworks.
If I could figure out how to get them to bloom in my green wall, I think that would be so epic. But I think I
Oh,
need to
yes.
buy like a really robust, established, like Hoya carnosa or just like an established easy bloomer plant.
Yeah, it needs to be mature and established, and then you have more shot of it blooming. I've never had one bloom under my care, but I've had them
Hmm.
come in. with blooms on them. So yeah, I haven't gotten to that point yet either, but I do feel like if under my care once it blooms, I might be addicted to like trying to have all of them bloom, which
Totally.
could be a problem because I know some are hard to get to bloom, and the fragrance is really interesting to me too. I never knew that they all smelled so differently, and then some are so much more pungent than others,
Yeah.
which is so interesting to me.
That's also the only reason why I'm interested in orchids is I have the only orchid I have is the pina colada orchid, the Maxillaria
Ooh,
tenuifolia. It's like sometimes called coconut orchid. The blooms are so fragrant. Like my whole
wow.
office smells like coconuts when, when they're blooming, which
Oh,
is
I love that.
intoxicating. I
Yeah.
also think blooming houseplants, like I'd love to see blooming houseplants come back into popularity. Like even just the classic anthurium, like
I
the
was gonna say, I think they're
Mhm.
beautiful, and there's some colors that are just like, and
So
they get
gorgeous.
large. They're gorgeous. I've seen like different, like variegated looking ones that are like pink and white and gorgeous. Really dark ones. They get massive too. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would love to see that come back too.
Yeah, I feel like for collectors, people don't use them, but a friend of mine has this epic green wall in her apartment, and she has anthuriums all throughout the green wall, and at different times they're all blooming, and so you get these beautiful red and
Ooh,
pink bursts against the green, and
that's
it's
pretty.
so beautiful. So that's an interesting underrated anthurium. But yeah, so interesting. So it sounds like from when you started collecting plants, you knew you wanted to make a business. What does your business look like now?
Now it's going well. So it's still just me and my partner. He helps when he can, but he has a full-time job just like I do. So finding the time, especially first starting, I had no clue what I was doing at all. I'm like I have no idea. Like this is very like I went to school for business and marketing, so I have that underneath of me, but I've never actually tried to start a business. I'm like, what am I doing? So it was very like very business 101. I would say I kind of just crash coursed through it and learned day by day. And now it's going so well. I've been traveling, going to plant shows. I would never expect to do that. I was an ambassador at Southeast, which is such a great opportunity. So much fun, met so many great people. And I really just thought that I would be in my office on camera selling plants. I never thought that it was going to turn into such a huge community of friendships that I never even knew that I needed. Like, it's just crazy that I have so many friends all over the world that I probably talk to more than like my hometown friends, which is crazy.
Isn't that wild the way that works
Yeah.
out?
Isn't that crazy? So it's like it's such an awesome experience, but the business itself is going so well. I've partnered with a local nursery that's private. They're not open to the public. They don't work with anyone but like other small like brick and mortar shops, but they don't work with anyone who sells online. So I go there and I'll go live from the nursery, and they have a such large array of inventory. Now I go live on the app called Whatnot, and then the app Palm Street, which a lot of you guys I'm sure are familiar of.
Yeah, our newest sponsor. Shout out, Palm
That's
Street.
awesome. Palm Street's great. It is such an awesome way to be in the community, sell plants. People sell plant merch on there, jewelry, pots, plants. Like there's so many cool, awesome people on there that you see at all these shows. All the big sellers at the shows and all the big vendors at the shows are on Palm Street. So yeah, it's
And
been
they're
awesome
just
getting
like
on there
live all the time. It's so crazy. The other
for
day, like
hours.
for hours, and the other day, like one of them was doing a $2 anthurium sale. Like it was kind of like a live auction, but I was like,
Yep.
people are getting anthuriums for $2. Like if you show up to those live sales, you can get serious deals.
Deals and deals. Like when I go live on there, we'll start some items out depending on how many people we have in the chat room. But if we have a good amount, I'll start them at $1, and we start a dollar auction. So you can very well get the plant for $1 if no one else bids on it, or it bids
Oh my
up and you're
God.
good. So
What's like
yes,
the craziest deal someone who's purchased from you has gotten you?
man. Let's see. I've had when Monstera albos were hundreds of dollars. I probably had one go for like $20, like a full size.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
sometimes people aren't paying attention, or there's giveaways that you can do during your show, which is a lot of fun. So, like, if a giveaway is going at the same time that the auction's going, sometimes it gets distracted and someone gets a deal. So, like, you really have to pay attention.
wow. Yeah, it's really fun.
So much fun.
I think that is a very interesting side of this plant collection hobby. It's a very solitary hobby because you're bringing your plants home, you're enjoying your plants in your house. It's you and your plants. You're cultivating this relationship with your plants, but like I think one of the biggest surprises of my life, and it sounds like of your life and of many plant people's lives, has been how connected other plant people get. Like once you meet another plant person, you're just immediately friends. Like I
Yes.
immediately trust you. I immediately like want to give you my plants. Like I immediately,
Yeah.
it's this very weird thing for adult strangers to connect in such a profound way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. As an adult, it's
Yeah.
almost extra weird because, when you're younger, you're going to school, you're not forced into these friendships, but you're around these people because that's just day-to-day life, right?
Yeah.
So like when you're on the computer and you're like on these apps, you're buying plans, you're connecting with these random people, it's almost like you're in like, you're like in a chat room, like old school like Yahoo chat room, but you're buying plants, you're bonding over people that have the same interests and hobbies, and it's crazy. And then you meet them at these plant shows. Like I've been going to these plant shows, and a lot of people will call me Pablo. Like we said before, it's funny. Like I'll
Hmm.
be walking down, they're like, "Oh my God, Pablo," which obviously my name's not Pablo, but I love it. I love that people even know me. I'm like, how
Yeah.
do you know me? Like they just watched me on the app. It's the coolest thing.
It's so crazy. I feel like I get to fly under the radar because as a podcaster, so many people don't know what I look like. I mean, if you follow me on
It's true.
socials, that's one thing, but I feel like I get to kind of, but it is crazy like walking around the Southeast Plant Show with some super big TikTokers and seeing all
Yeah.
of their followers just like
Yeah, like
immediately,
Junie and everybody. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like
there's
get
always like the
recognized.
following.
And you watch them like you watch their followers like short circuit as they like see them in real life being like, wait, it's you. It's so crazy.
It is crazy. Like I brought my mom with me. She's never been to a plant show before. Southeast was her first one,
Mm.
and she's never done anything within she like our business. She's kind of sat in the back. She was like, "Oh wow, like do you know these people?" And I'm like, "Not all of them." And that's the craziest part. Like she's like, "Wow, that's so cool." I'm like, "I know."
I know. It's so cool and it's so weird and it's so unique because
Yeah,
I don't think that's the experience of other hobbies. Like I don't know if fishermen are all like that.
I
Like
don't
what are
think they
other
are.
hobbies? Like maybe the knitting community because I feel like the sewing community is like pretty intense. Yeah, but it's so fascinating. So when you go to these plant shows, are you selling plants or you're going to network and market and all those other things?
So I would say all the above. Some plant shows I go to just to shop and just
Hmm.
enjoy the atmosphere. Other shows I go to with full intention of selling online while I'm there. So
Hmm.
when I do that, I usually book out half the week because usually these plant shows are on weekends. So I'll go there. I usually get like an Airbnb, so I have a good amount of space because I have to pack all these plants before I'm flying home. I'm usually flying to these shows. I'm not driving just because, personal preference. I'm not an 8-hour driver.
Hmm.
So I can't fly home with all these plants, right? So when I'm selling on the app at these shows, I have to, run back to my Airbnb. I pack them all up. I take them to the post office and ship them all out before I go home.
Hold on. You're selling, so you're going to say you're going to a plant show at Southeast Plant Show, and
hmm
you see Monstera albo for $20 at the plant show. You're then going live on the app and selling that for $40?
So I won't mark it up super high, but I'll mark it up a decent amount where I'm not losing, but it covers, like the materials while
Wow.
I'm there. But yeah, so it'll give people opportunity if they're not able to go to the show,
To
that I can
basically
just pick
shop
it up.
with you.
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't know you do that. That's so clever. So
Yeah.
I know we're both going to be at PlantCon NYC. Will you be doing that there?
I am. I'm going to be doing it on the second day. So that Sunday, I will be going live on Palm Street, walking around
Oh
the
my God.
show and selling. Yeah. Especially because I'm so close to New York, I'm bringing everything home with me. So I'll be able to actually purchase a lot.
To join you on a live while
Yes.
you're
It's so
there.
much fun. It's so much fun.
That would be so fun. I'd love to hear on this community. Like, do you have a story of a friend that you've made online that has become a real friend of yours?
Yes. So what's my next planned show? After PlanCon New York, I'm going to IAS. Will you be at
Mhm.
IAS?
Yes, probably.
Yep. So I'll be at IS in Miami, and I've always just gone to these plant shows by myself. I've always just got my own Airbnb, brought a friend, got a hotel, whatever. This is the first time I'm actually going with like my plant community and staying with them. So we're all staying at the same hotel with these people that I built friendships with, and there are also other sellers on the app as well. So we're all there to help each other. We're all gonna live sell. We're all gonna pack together. And that's
What?
just so cool.
You
Yeah.
want to shout them out?
Oh my God, yeah. So my friend Amy, she has a Judge's Jungle. She's on Whatnot. I have Plants on Wheels. My friend Angela. We have A and B Tropics. That's Brittany. And they're all on Whatnot, and they're all
So
on Palm Street as well.
you've met them just as other sellers, and that's
Other
pretty cool
sellers.
because one might argue that you're competitors.
Yeah, and we are. We're direct competitors, but we don't treat our friendship as so. We actually bounce ideas off of each other, and we build each other up and help each other as much as we can. And it's not competitive at all. Like we go live at different times. Some people live in different time zones, so their audience is completely different than my audience.
Mm-hmm.
So
Totally.
there's enough room for everyone to sell, right? There's always going to be a million plants. There's always going to be a million plant buyers. I think everyone can have a piece of their pie.
Totally. And also, it's just more fun when you're collaborative. Like, it's just more
Yes.
fun to do it this way. And you have
Hmm.
one life. So you might as well have fun and
Yeah.
not be like, I have to, I'm going to IAS, but I'm staying in a separate hotel and I'm not showing anybody
Yeah.
the plants that I buy and, all this crazy shit.
Yeah, what fun is that? And like I learn so much from these people too. So every moment I'm with them, I'm learning something. That
Totally.
part alone is so worth it. Like I don't want to sit in a hotel room by myself while everyone's hanging out. I want to be part of the action.
Right.
So,
They might have a cool packing technique that you don't have.
yes,
And then you probably have marketing expertise that they don't have because of your
exactly.
your full-time job. So
Yeah.
I love that. That is so cool. Well, you are such a sweetheart. I can't wait to see you in New
Oh,
York City, and I guess I'll see you at IAS too, because that's very
yeah.
close to me in Miami. Where can everyone find you? Where can everyone shop from you? People should go. We have if you go to growingjoywithmaria.com/Palm Street, you can sign up and get like $55 in coupon codes. And so
Yes.
they could potentially have their first purchase with you and get a little discount. So,
You can. Yeah.
yeah, so where can everyone find you?
Yeah, you can find me under Pablo's Plants. That's my handle for every social. So I'm on Palm Street selling. We are newer on there, but I'm going to be on there a lot more frequently, so you should see me on there a lot. I do a lot of morning shows. I do a lot of, I call it coffee and swiping because, who doesn't like to start their day with a brand new plant, right? So
Mhm.
I sell mornings on there a lot, and then Whatnot, the Whatnot app, I sell plants on there too. Also, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok
Pablo's Plants.
at Pablo's Plants. Yep.
But your name is Dudley, just so
But my name
everyone
is
knows.
Dudley. Yes.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Growing joy.